Welcome to TICE News. Today we have with us Mr. Rahul Mathan, who is the partner with Trilegal, and he was a moderator with the conversation that happened between Mr. Amitabh Kant and Nick, who is the global policy head for Meta. So we'll be talking about that conversation. What were the key takeaways for Mr. Rahul and for our audience during that conversation? Hi, sir. Welcome to TICE News.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Sir, a lot of discussion that happened during that discussion was around AI and how AI is something which will be truly transformative. Sir, what are your thoughts and what are your key takeaways from that conversation?
So there's no doubt in my mind that AI will be truly transformational. It's the sort of technology that comes, once in a lifetime, really. And it's just come, I would say, maybe in the last 6 months to a year, have we seen really the power of AI. And I think in the conversation, it was quite clear that whatever we think is wonderful about AI today, we're going to be surprised. It's going to be even more wonderful. It's going to do things that are very different from what we imagine. But at the same time, I think there is a concern that AI could have some risks. There could be, some challenges with AI. And I think part of the panel, the discussion was how do we address these issues? And I think one of the things that we took away from that is that it's sort of impossible to look to constantly regulate technology even before it matures, but that we have to allow technology to grow. We have to sort of ensure that there is innovation and not allow regulation to come in the way of innovation so that we can get all the benefits from it. So I think that to me was, just to sum up, the takeaway was it's just wonderful technology, hugely transformative, is going to make a big difference, and we should have regulation but not allow the regulation to come in the way.
So you very well highlighted what Mr. Amitabh Kant highlighted and underlined that the regulation comes after innovation, and so it should not be a hindrance to the innovation that will take place in AI. So there was also a lot of discussion about the DPI, the Digital Public Infrastructure. What were your key takeaways, and what do you think was the most important thing that was underlined or highlighted during that panel discussion?
So I think the point is that we are at a very unique moment as far as digital public infrastructure is concerned. Maybe even a year ago, everyone knew about India and the things that India was doing, but really the power of the India story has been brought to the world as a part of the DPI push through the G20. I think that's clear. I think everyone acknowledges that this is a model that we can use. This sort of feels like something that the rest of the world can get onto. But I think in the conversation we said, look, I think the next step is how do we deploy it? There are many countries that need it, may not have the capacity to be able to do the things that India did, to build the technology infrastructure. And I think the very big, very important question is how do we take all the lessons of all the successes that India has had and replicate it in other countries in the world that really need it.
So my last question to you is this event and this summit that is under G20. So this highlighted how India is a digital it has already reached that stage of digital transformation, and how it can act as a flag bearer for other countries to follow its suit and do that with them. Mr. Amitabh Kant highlighted how 46% of the world's transactions, that is fast payment, is done by India. And the next country that probably uses it is Brazil. Who do you think are the countries where this can actually take place simultaneously, smoothly, and who will be the world leaders in the coming days using this technology and developing DPI?
I hope everyone does. So to me, this is not a race about who wins, who has the most transactions. It's that I think we've seen from the India example that the amount of people who have been benefited by DPI is very large. And we know that there are many other countries that really need to do this for their people. And we can say that there is a way in which that can be done, and the way in which it can be done is using this DPI approach. So as many countries can do it, the better. I think India's numbers are actually, the only use of these numbers is to tell the world, if you're big, if you're small, it doesn't matter. You can still solve these problems by using digital public infrastructure. And look at how India has done it, and that's sort of the way to think about it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming on TICE News and sharing the key takeaways from the panel discussion that happened between Mr. Amitabh Kant and Mr. Nick. Thanks for coming on TICE, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.